Okay, so we're here today talking to Daniel Grant of shapetrainer.co.uk about the release of his new book, which is a 7-week body transformation guide. Daniel has been personal training for the past 13 years. He's a biosignature practitioner, Czech holistic lifestyle coach, and a Reiki master. Hello, Daniel. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Good. Have I missed anything else on that list of credentials?
No, I've been doing it so many years that there are a few other things that could be added, but that's the main crux of what I do at the moment, so it's perfect.
I think when you've been going for as long as you have, a little bit like myself, you become less associated with your qualifications and actually more associated with what you do, which obviously is what we're talking about today, is the book, and it's body transformation. So you're going to take bits from each of your different qualifications and disciplines that you've experienced in, and then put them into this program and the result that you're offering.
Yeah, exactly that. It's a journey that you go on yourself, and you add many strings to your bow, and when you get to 10 years or more down the line, you realise you are still doing the things that work, and you've dropped the things that don't work, and then that's what makes you the expert and allows you to have a good client base, because people can save so much time by not going through that journey themselves. They can just be coached and taught and taken through exact things that work very quickly. And that's the idea of just 7 weeks for a body transformation.
Fantastic. And does the book have a title? I've described it as a 7-week body transformation guide. Does it have a title yet?
That's the exact title.
That is the exact title. Fantastic.
Yes, but I wanted it to be very clear. Like you say, I didn't want to have a title. You say, what's it about? For the book, I wanted the title to actually explain exactly what the book is about, and it is a 7-week body transformation guide.
Fantastic. So it's a guide. Who is it written for?
Essentially, my niche is 20 to 40-year-old high-flying driven entrepreneurs.
Okay, very specific.
Yeah.
And is that your normal?
I work with mostly. But what I've found is, obviously, along the way, people have been reading the book. People have been on the course that accompanies the book as well, or runs alongside the book, I should say. And they're getting just as fantastic results. It don't have to be just that niche. So it does work for anyone, but that's my niche and who I work with mostly.
Fantastic. So before we get into the specifics about the program and what a little bit about it, we won't give away too much. But let's get some people a bit excited. Since it's based on the course that you just mentioned, what are some of the success stories you've already had of people who've been through the program?
Okay, so we're just transformed the 50th person, and currently running a course with another 14, and every person who's completed and gone through the program has had fantastic transformation. The biggest transformation we've had was a guy who followed everything perfectly. They did exactly as they were advised. They literally were told to do something, they went and did it. Exactly as they were coached, and they lost 5.4% body fat, 9.6 kilograms, and for a guy, he lost 6.3 centimeters off his waistline.
Gosh, that's incredible. They're the perfect clients, aren't they?
Sorry, say again?
They're the perfect clients, the ones that literally do it to the letter, exactly as you request of them.
Are they perfect clients? Yes and no. Yes and no, they do. As long as the perfect client for me really is taking someone from wherever they are, and then by the end of it, they're saying, "You've changed my life." And we're getting that a lot at the moment, which is just, for me, that's perfect.
I like that.
When you say another human being says to you, "You've changed my life," there's nothing better than that, really.
Fantastic. That makes it all worth it.
It does, makes it all worthwhile. Cool. But talking about biggest transformations or greatest success, I had a woman who lost 12.3 centimeters off her waistline. She had a baby about 7 months prior to the course and was struggling to lose body fat after the baby fat. And she had an amazing transformation, looked like a completely different woman after, and literally lost over 12 centimeters of her leg.
Gosh. Cool. Well,
yeah, pretty amazing.
That's amazing. Well, now we know that what's possible. Give us an overview of the course as a whole, almost like a contents page, if you can.
you through a body transformation process over 7 weeks. The course is 7 weeks of online coaching of the same ilk as the book. Coaching is delivered via email, social media to bring about a body transformation. You're given documents to follow, including workouts. We'll cover lifestyle coaching. There's a shape trainer fat loss eating system that I've devised, and that's incorporated within the course, and you'll be coached through that and how to implement that in your life. You'll be given specific food choice lists and appropriate supplementation. We start off with training, so we get the training programs done. So you're given your 7 weeks training programs, and you get those going the first week, and you focus on one thing at a time each week. So it's not an overload. You don't get the whole course in one hit. The idea is to slowly build up your understanding of how to create change in your body, how to create better health, and how to create better fitness over a period of time. It's not just an overload, an avalanche of information, and you feel just bogged down by it all. So it's delivered week by week, slowly built up, and you're coached through each week. So you've really got a good grasp each week come the end of that week, and you're ready to apply another little step in transformation. So you're given those documents to follow, including your workouts and lifestyle stuff, and you train on your own, or there's an option to train with one of the personal trainers. Sorry, can you still hear me?
I can still hear you. Yeah, I'm still here.
I've got some serious noise in the background.
It's okay. It's not that bad this side.
Okay, good. So it's all done. The book you obviously follow on your own, and you're advised in the book to apply and read each week, and then build it up over the 7 weeks. It will take you through that, through the transformation if you follow it perfectly. The course is a similar pattern, but you'll have a little bit more interaction with coaches who will be on hand 24/7 through email or social media, and you'll get regular motivation and teaching tips along the way. The other element about the course is it's a group system. So we start at a certain day, and a number of people come onto the course, and we create a community of people that are looking for the same thing. So this acts as a support group, and it creates a community of health-seeking people. And what we found is people share a lot. And what they share is when they have their ups and downs, which we all do from week to week in our normal lives, but when you're going through something more intense, like a transformation like this, where you're behaving or starting to look differently to the people in your life, and they start to see that. So some people can have reactions to that. So the group creates a support system to share what's going on, and other people say, yeah, that's happening to me as well, or yes, that was happening to me a week or two ago, and now this is how I came through it, and now this is what's happening, and so everything's so much better, or whatever the story is. So it's just about sharing in the community. And as I said, there's myself and usually at least 2 other coaches who are brought in to support the group. So there's always a coach or some higher level expert on hand. Lastly, there's just a supplement element to the program, which comes highly recommended, which will speed up your progress and your success rate. What else haven't I covered there? Let's have a look.
It sounds pretty complete. It's a very holistic in a complete sense. It's got not just the actual content that people are being given, but the support and the accountability that they're getting from the coach and the community. So it sounds very, very concise as well.
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, my training is both heavily Charles Poliquin and post 3 or 4 years ago, I was heavily Paul Chek.
Yeah.
So I definitely have a lot of respect for both of those guys. They've created amazing structures, systems of business training for themselves. So yes, there's a holistic element to it, and there's also you need to do what needs to be done to get the results. There's a very strict element to it as well.
Okay.
The general overview is you need to train 4 times a week. There's 4 workouts that you'll be provided with.
Okay.
Coached through.
That's not over the top.
No.
That's quite normal. I like the sound of that, because you'd think with like a 7-week body transformation, or if someone goes on these like retreats that are 2 or 3 weeks long, they've got them doing something like 7 days a week. And is that then sustainable and maintainable going back into your everyday life? Not necessarily.
Exactly.
But yeah, 4 days a week's cool. So yes, what you're offering is something that is a long-term solution, something that's going to be sustainable for the rest of their lives once they've learned the initial basics. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Once we get up all the testimonials we've had so far, what you'll see is that people said, as I mentioned before, that we've changed their lives, and the reason why they're saying that is because they've been taught how to eat well and why that's considered eating well, and why that brings about greater health and a better physique.
Mm-hmm.
And once they've been taken through that, they learn that's good. You can't unlearn that. So then when they come away from doing those things, those specific things that they've been taught, they realise what they need to do to get back on track. So their life is changing, that they learn how to generate better health, better fitness, and what's also found is productivity and their level of concentration also increases. So whenever any of those dip, they can go back specifically to what they've learned on the course, realise, okay, that's what I'm doing differently, reapply the elements of what they've learned, and start to get better results again.
That's it. 'Cause, you know, life sometimes gets us all, doesn't it? Even us too, as professionals. You know, some weeks you kind of might fall off track a little bit, either with food or diet. But it's knowing what to do to get yourself back on the wagon, so to speak. So let's I'm going to put you on the spot with a couple of questions. So I don't know if there's a correct answer to this one, but being in the industry so long, what is your definition of eating well? You don't have to tell me too much if you don't want to give away too much information on the book, but you hear this high carb, high protein, low fats, combination of all of them. What's your opinion?
What I've found well is I run alongside the high protein, low carb, moderate to high fat diet.
Okay.
In my experience, that's what brings about long-term health. There's another program coming in soon from Shape Train, and it's a 12-week supplementation program, and that's related to blood work. Mm-hmm. So you get specific readings of where your vitamin and mineral levels are, and then we can determine what the diet and what your supplementation programs, how they affect also your blood levels, state of your blood.
So it's probably gets quite specific and individualised at that point.
Yes,
Lovely.
Exactly.
So I noticed on your website. Go on, sorry.
The reason why I went down that route was because this diet that you're taught through the course and what I teach all my clients brings about greater health. It increases their nutrient levels within their blood, and I'll be able to prove that as well soon through a lot of blood work that I'll have through the clients that are coming through at the moment.
Cool. So it's not just the body transformation, not just about the aesthetics, but also the way you feel as well, and your, like I say, your health.
Well, to be honest, as we mentioned before, I'm very holistic, and there's a massive. Let's call it holistic. There's a holistic approach because there's a mental, physical, emotional, and however you want to call. There's an energy side to us, a spiritual side, however you want to think about it.
Yes.
But it's all part of us, and if the better we manage elements of our life, the more fueled each of those areas will be. And when they're more fueled, when you feel you have fuel to burn, you're more of your potential.
Yeah.
You're more of who you are.
I completely agree.
So, yeah, I know you think along the same lines, function along the same lines. So it's a little bit deep, but the crux of it is that the course in the book is put out as a transformation of the body, which it is. But you'll get so much more than just transforming your body. You'll see in the testimonials again, people transform their minds. They say there's a few people now have had promotions at work. They're earning more money. Their relationship status and their love lives improve dramatically. They're making more friends. They're going on holidays more. They've got more confidence. It's everything improves, not just the physical transformation. There's actually a
So I see
It's very cool.
on your website you have what's called the Lens system, which is I presume lifestyle, exercise, nutrition, and supplementation. Is that is that included in the book, or is this your thing that you do with clients more than anything?
I've not separated what I do so much. So everything I do is in the book, in the form of a book, and how you can best deliver it in a book.
Okay.
And then regarding the course, you obviously get a little bit more, because when you read a book, you're reading the info and it's great and you can learn so much. And then when you're doing the course, you can ask questions and clarify. And when you have a conversation about something, a lot more opens up. You realise you ask another 5 questions after the opening question.
Yeah.
So everything is in the book, everything is in the course, and everything is in the one-to-one when I work with people. And then it becomes individualised. The more individual you take your training, then you do the book, it's on your own. If you do the course, you're in a group. If you do one-to-one, you're really specific on yourself.
Yes.
So the more you do go down that route, the more specific and individual it becomes for you.
Fantastic. And the sort of lifestyle, exercise, nutrition, supplementation, which one's the most important?
In my opinion, the one that's most lacking in your life.
Very good. I didn't expect that answer at all. Yeah, cool.
Right. So the reason I say that is because you may come to me and your lifestyle may be fantastic, your exercise may be fantastic, your nutrition might be fantastic, but then you're not supplementing at all.
Yep.
So the most important one for you would be supplementation. Then I could get Mr. Smith to come in, and his lifestyle's great, he doesn't exercise, his nutrition's not so great, but he supplements like a lunatic.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously for him, his exercise and nutrition needs to be taken care of.
That makes sense.
So it's really specific to each person.
Got it.
Well, that's all determined when you go through the process. It's very interesting what I've learned. I set it up as a system because we're all human. We function in very similar ways. So I set it up in a system that anyone can take on and apply. But what we find is when people apply specifically following what they're given, so the directions of the course, they'll realise I'm doing that well already. So they'll pick up one point and realise I'm doing that already, continue with that point in that way. That's done. Then they'll learn something else and think I'm not doing that at all. So that's where the transformation comes. Although it's a system that is the same for everyone, once they set out on the journey, what each person finds and how it becomes individual is that each person is in a different place, so they pick up and focus on different areas of the course according to them.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's the perfect answer, really. I didn't expect you to say that, but it's a good one. So, from the exercise section, number 1 exercise. You're only allowed to choose one exercise. What would you choose?
If I was to tell someone to do an exercise,
a physical exercise, not like a mental exercise or anything like that. Just a pure physical gym exercise.
Squat.
Cool.
Yeah.
Deep, nice and low. Good. Lovely. Amazing answers. Sorry, say that again.
That would be my number 1, simply because you hit so many muscles in the body. Core exercise, the leg exercise, you're hitting the big muscles of the legs and the glutes, quads of the glutes, which are big muscles, burn calories, look good when they're toned, all the above.
Cool. Amazing answers. Thank you very much, Dan. I'm sure our listeners will get some great value from all of this alone, and obviously since we actually qualified together a few years ago, I can personally vouch for your skills. One more question I like to ask everyone. Obviously, we are from Gym Buzz, and we are passionate about the fitness industry, and we want to make great changes in the fitness industry over the next few years. What do you hope for the fitness industry as a whole over the next 1 to 2 years?
Good question. I know how the fitness industry is perceived by the general public, and there are so many options of how to eat, how to train, and how to get healthy. Simply, it's confusing to the general public, and anyone who's not decided to become an expert in this may live a different life. It's also obvious that not all systems work. Some are good, some are not. And that is really the main reason why I created Shape Trainer 7-Week Body Transformation could clearly see what people wanted, particularly through my client base and the guys that train in my gym. I also know that we all want results fast, particularly in my client base, as I said, 20 to 40-year-old high-flying entrepreneurs. They want results fast. They want them yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way they live their lives. And so I've created this system to deliver to those. And I feel that I've accomplished that so far. So I personally think that the fitness industry will continue to grow at a rapid rate. However, at the same time, obesity will also be on the rise. Yeah, and you have to ask yourself, why is that the case? And secondly, is there anything you personally can do about it? If everyone in the world were to begin our 7-week body transformation program today, I totally believe obesity will be eradicated within a year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me explain. Fat gain is driven by insulin, and insulin is a hormone that manages your blood sugar levels. Insulin is a hormone that you can manually control through diet and lifestyle choice. My team and I teach how people to manage their blood sugar levels effectively, therefore controlling your insulin levels and ultimately giving you power over your body fat. When this happens, thoughts, feelings, emotions, and actions are also altered in a positive, uplifting way. So, concluding my answer to your question, I believe we all have a choice. Consciously take control of your body and direction of your life, or choose to live unconsciously and likely get fat and depressed. It really is up to each individual.
Yes.
At the moment, it appears to me to be a similar pattern as wealth. The rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. In health, the fit are getting fitter and the fat are getting fatter.
Yeah.
The fat part, in my opinion, the fat part of that needs to be flipped on its head, and my book and training program offer that. Lastly, when you transition from getting fatter to getting fitter, you also transition your wealth dynamic. Everyone who has completed our program has reported greater productivity and output at work and all over their life. So if you're doing well financially, it propels you into doing even better. If your finances are a mess, its effect also transforms your money situation, improving it for the better. So if you want a pay rise, go to shapetrainer.co.uk and join our 7-week body transformation revolution.
That sounds good. You're just going to get about 1,000 sign-ups in one day now, I think, after that one.
Well, it's all the truth.
I believe what you're saying to be true as well, and that's obviously our mission is with Gymbuzz is to change the fitness industry, and it's a sad state when you hear that only 10-15% of people are exercising or on any given basis or on any given day. So it's something needs to be done about it.
Last point, what we get quite a lot through the program so far is people are stopped by themselves, so they feel, I can't do all this training, I can't do all this. And what I coach a lot, I repeat this sentence so many times to people, is just do your max. If your max is one push-up, then that's your max right now.
Mm-hmm.
And all that's asked of you when you go through the program is you just find your challenge point and challenge it.
Yeah.
Each individual has their own challenge point and their own strength and their own endurance. Find what yours is and go from there.
I think that's a great message to finish on. So Dan, tell everyone how they can find out more about your book or even working with you as a client as well.
Well, there's my website, which is the easiest way to read some more information at present and get in contact with me or my team. I'm actually having the website rebuilt as we talk. There's the current website up and running, www.shapetrainer.co.uk, and there's the current book site where you can purchase the book as an ebook, so you could have it in your hands within the next 5 minutes and be reading it, and that's www.shape-book.co.uk. But as I said, I'm having the main website, shapetrainer.co.uk, rebuilt, and that is going to explain the ins and outs of the course and all the options that you have to get on board, because I realise different people have different price points online. So I've positioned a number of entry points for
Good idea.
So yeah, that will be up soon. So if you just keep an eye on the main shapetrainer.co.uk site, that will keep you informed. And you can join our mailing list as well through that. Join me on Twitter at the Shape Trainer, LinkedIn as well. And, it's all on the website. You'll be able to connect to me on there if you run through there.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for your time today, Dan. We're totally on board with your mission here, and transforming bodies is partly what we're all about as well. So keep up the good work.
Thanks, Brett.
You're welcome.